Well, there you go.
Oh, they really are.
It really
They're
is.
like little sisters. So that's their team name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Team Sisters.
Team Sisters, man. We've got I think some of the best team dancers I've seen or I can remember seeing on the same show.
Yeah.
So much work, and I think that the most important thing that is really being conveyed is these guys are putting a lot of effort into getting it just right.
Yeah.
And I think the audience loves that. They reward that. So, yeah, it's fabulous.
Yeah, I think it's great. What a good season to have these team dancers, because each and every celebrity brings something different. And it's great because you get to see these packages before and see just how close they are and how much they have connected. And they've had more than 9 weeks now to really form those connections, and they're very real. Oh my gosh, everybody's really tight, really good friends.
Yeah, they certainly are, and it's part of, I think, why these guys are all starting to say stuff like, I don't want this to end, I don't want this to be over.
At this
part
point,
of it's the dancing, but part of it's like, I like these guys, and I know it's like working on a TV show of any kind. Everyone just sort of disbands to a point. You're not going to have that daily contact with everyone.
No,
so,
I know.
Yeah.
And this is so exciting, coming in every Monday and working every week towards something that you didn't know or didn't think you could achieve. And then on Monday, it all comes together, and it's right in front of your eyes, and you're creating it. It's so addicting to them. It's a great thing to be a part of, and I think nobody at this point wants to go home, because, as you say, it's so close to the final.
Well, it's so close, and I think that the decisions that you guys make tonight could help someone get to that final. So no matter who it is that you've enjoyed, think about the work, think about the hours, think about how much time they've poured themselves into this. Do they deserve a spot in the final? That's your decision, but you can make it tonight. So make sure you pick up the phone, get online. You can vote quite a few times to have your say as we go into our third and final team dance here.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I think you were so right. They've all got a real point of difference. This one, I think, is one to really remember. So let's see how well that they can do. We, of course, are talking about Laurie and Jana. They've both had a great run on the show, and now let's see them together.
And they're performing to a Sia song, and that already lends itself to that contemporary, deep vibe. You know, Sia has those beautiful songs, and you can create magnificent pieces with them. And I think that Gleb and Val did a really good job with this one, and of course the girls too, because they're the ones performing it. Like, they are very effortless to watch, and I'm so excited.
Well, Gleb, we already talked about this earlier as far as someone who has overcome an injury as well, and he's out there, he's doing these two incredibly creative, full-on dancers. So we've got to think of that. I mean, that's what we love about all these pros, is that they work hard. So now let's see what is creative. Is very cool with a kind of in a cage.
It is, and these ladies are both very musical. You know, Laurie, obviously, she's got rhythm, she hears music, and Jana is a artist, she's a musician. She knows how to count music, knows how to accent it, and they both have a talent for dancing, they really do. So Gleb and Val were able to go to more lengths to create a piece that is hitting different musical accents, because both these girls were able to achieve it. You see what I mean? Like, with different dancers, they wouldn't be able to create a piece as magnificent as this. So we really got to hand it to Laurie and Jana for being able. And look at these lifts. This is like a little solo section. It's so powerful and magnificent. Look at this. That's my favorite. So Jana just like leaps backwards, and it's got so much trust in Val.
Wow.
Sorry, in Gleb. That it's brilliant to watch, and the pieces that they are doing together.
These are all so different, all three of them, right?
Oh,
all three of these team dancers.
Yeah, it's totally in sync. And
oh my gosh!
There's a trust lift just there where they just fall. The girls fall, and just they're grabbed by their partners last second, but they don't put their hands out. So if they weren't to be grabbed, they would just hit the deck.
Broken nose time.
Yeah, and it's those moments in the dance that give you that tingly feeling that's magnificent. And so far, this has just been like professional quality.
I can't say enough how much it is hard to believe that two of these people are not pros.
Exactly.
Because if I saw this in an award show, or you paid money to go and see this on Broadway, you would be like, wow, these people are incredible at what they do.
You would not think that these were not trained professional dancers, and they're not. If you haven't seen it, go see it. That was brilliant. They just finished.
Well, yeah, people are going to be talking about that tonight. I mean, wow, we have had three team dancers that are so different, and now we're going to make America, I guess, choose which one they like the best.
Yeah, it was seriously.
But look,
I think it was
Joy is saying
dance
dance of the night. Great call, Team Sisters. And let us know what you think at DWTS All Access. We want to know, man, which one was your favourite of those three? I don't know if I could call it. They're so different. I loved James because I love James and Calvin.
They are different.
And then your one was incredible. And then that was just incredible as well, but for completely different reasons.
Absolutely. And I think I will go home and watch all three. I think the one that will kind of give me the goosebumps the most will be the last one that we just saw, which was Laurie and Laurie and Jana, and of course their partners. And I just think they did such a great job of choreographing that, the guys, and hats off to them. It's difficult. You've got to keep creating interesting content, and when you can't always get together. I mean, both these people are on tour, right? You know, Laurie, she has her gymnastics tour. Jana is on her music tour right now, and so they've both got commitments. Gleb is injured, so finding the time to create that as well as their solo dances, which they both absolutely did, you know, stellar in, like that's some amazing achievement right there. They must have put in an awful lot of work this week.
Well, look, yeah, thank you. That does deserve a round of applause from the computer. That's amazing. But right now, you were kind of right there for one of the freestyles, and you were witness to the other ones.
Yeah.
Who do you think did that best?
Did the freestyle?
When they were no pros and it was just our two celebs. Because it kind of is a window into how their freestyles could be if they make the final in that final week. Who do you think felt the most confident? Who do you think it was as at ease the most?
I think again the girls at the end, Laurie and Jana, were probably the most committed and confident and at ease with their movements. However, I think that the amount of effort that the other two had to put into to get it to those standards was really amazing too. Because let's face it, in terms of the competition, I think that the people that find it most natural at dancing right now is probably Jana and Laurie, most natural.
Yeah.
And then the others, they can be right up there in the leaderboard too, but they have to work for it a little bit more. Possibly with the exception of Tara. I think when Tara finds her dance and she gets in the groove, I think she can be so massively confident and great with the performance. But I think that you know, certainly the other team dancers, they've had to work for that.
I think these guys are about to agree with you, Emma, that was the best team challenge dance of the night.
That's the only team that got straight tens. Yeah.
Score tonight, and the only one 4 tens. You can look at all of them. Incredibly happy, and it's they should be.
Yeah.
They did so well, and they were 3 incredibly competitive dancers. So everyone should, you know, I guess hold their head high. But next week, someone misses out on that final.
I know, and it's going to be so hard. And you can see everybody's lining up in the main show now, and we've got to the point where we've had so much like excitement and highs in tonight's show. I've forgotten the fact that there's an elimination, and it doesn't matter that if somebody got those high marks at this point, because somebody's going home. You know, one person, it's irrelevant, and it's mind blowing.
Well, you can see the light change behind us.
Sad.
You can hear the music happening behind us.
You can see them right here.
Now, normally I would go down there and interview the eliminated couple, but directly after the show, our producers are going to make some calls for what will happen next week. So we're not going to be doing that this week. So we're going to be up here with you.
Talking about top stories.
Yeah, as we break this down. We've just found out that Laurie and Val are safe. And so are Tara and Sarge. Look at this.
Yes!
Yes, that is great news. The semi-final.
Oh my God, she is so
let's
unbelievably
find out.
happy.
Also dancing next week will be
Shana and James
have made it through.
And she'll be happy.
She
and I bet you any money.
Revealed that she will be dancing.
She is great. I was going to say, I bet you any
So
money
we will see James and Shana together again at next week's semi-final for the big push to win the mirror ball.
Calvin and Lindsay. Well, we'll see. That was predicted, because now I've got the 3 that I mentioned, plus my main squeeze, my future husband. That's my dream final lineup.
Okay, call it. Who leaves?
I really don't know. I believe it deserves to be, I'm sorry, I think it deserves to be Marilu, because Jana's performances tonight and last week were absolutely stunning. So, but you'd never know who votes. And it is what we predicted, unfortunately, is Marilu.
Well, I want to say that she will be so happy of the job that she has done on the show.
This should be a
And
celebration.
Absolutely, and I think Derek as well. Yeah, hats off to him. He's fantastic. I know he had a rough week last week, and he broke that down and sort of said, look,
I mean,
it wasn't quite how it went down, that package that we saw of Derek's.
Of course.
Their journey has been one that he will, really hold dear to him. And
absolutely.
Look, we know she's a super fan. We know that this is going to be something that, will be right up there with the most incredible experiences she's probably ever had.
Absolutely, and that's what I mean. Like, Mary-Lou, in no way or shape or form could Mary-Lou possibly be sad with her achievement this season. I mean, she got all the way to week 9. And I think she was probably the logical person to go home at this point. And she's got to be so proud of that. It should be a celebration, That's a great season right there.
I agree. And
what a wonderful lady.
Look, there is an element of,
man,
if you miss out on the semis, it's tough. But I think no matter what happens from here on, and these guys have done incredibly well.
That's a job well done.
A lot of it's going to come down to you. And it's going to come down to who exactly you think deserves to be there for that big final week, a big two-night extravaganza.
Absolutely.
So right now, let's break it down quickly before we let you go. We're going to talk about the top stories as we saw them from tonight. So we're ready to do this?
Yeah.